Yo guys, Drine here, and if you don't know, recently we finished the exterior of our palace. We did one video about the planning stage of this build, which you can see right here. The next video was all about the exterior, and today we will hopefully be able to finish the entire interior of our build. So, let's do this. Alright, so if we take a look inside of here, you can see that the interior is currently very much non-existent, and I want to change that today. Now unfortunately I can't really time-lapse doing interiors because the camera angle would be very awkward, and also building even just one room takes a very long time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on this off camera for a few weeks, and I'll finish most of it, but I'll leave a few rooms untouched so I can do them together with you guys. Alright, I have finished the entire interior, apart from one room, the art gallery, although I think I want it to be more of a throne room or a painting gallery. I'm not sure yet. Anyways, I know that in the previous videos in this little series, I told you guys I wanted to make another 2 videos about the interior. But I decided to only make one interior video because I don't want to drag out this little series too much, and also I kind of finished a lot more than I was originally thinking. I just kind of kept building, and yeah, I finished a bit more than I was originally planning to. So this will be the only video where I will be working on the interior, and for today I decided to work on the art gallery, which is basically this entire area. This entire build is the art gallery. I think it's gonna be an interesting room. I've never built one before, so I guess I'm gonna take you through the process of me trying to find out how I'm supposed to detail this room. And the next video will be a full tour of this entire palace. That does mean, however, that I don't want to show you too much of the interior today, but I will give you a little bit of a sneak peek. So yeah, I'm just gonna enter through the front door, and I'm just gonna walk to where the art gallery is supposed to be. And in the meantime, I can show you guys a little bit of the palace from the inside. Alright, we're here. Enough sneak peeks. Let's now start working on this huge room. I don't really have an idea on how to do this. Let's see what we are working with here. We got a ton of windows on this side over here. We got a few windows on the left side as well. The roof is not symmetrical, so the roof is going to be very awkward, although it does look like it's... No, it is symmetrical. We're good. It is symmetrical. We also have this like weird shape at the top. I don't know if I'm going to cover it up or leave it there, maybe hang like a chandelier from it. That would be cool. So yeah, we are supposed to turn this messy, not symmetrical, that 3x3 hole is not symmetrical. We're gonna have to turn this into a beautifully detailed room. So what is my vision for this build? My vision is to have like, yeah, an art gallery, right? So there is like carpet that goes straight through the middle to that door right over here. We got the windows on either side. I want the walls to be light of color. I don't want them to be white. I think I'm just gonna use the birch wood and occasionally some stripped oak log as well. And then the floor can be a darker color like spruce wood. I think I'm gonna do something similar to this, alternating stripped spruce logs and stripped dark oak logs. And then as for the ceiling, I still need to tidy it up. There are a few irregularities like this. I really need to clean these up. I also want to give it a bit more structure. Get some beams in here that are supposed to hold up the roof. So yeah, it's a lot of work for this room. Alright, so first I'm gonna look where my walls will be, and that will be right on this layer because I want my windows to be 2 blocks inside. Like for example, where's another window? Here you can see that we have the outside and then the glass is 1 block inside of the interior. But let's start simple. We're gonna start with the floor. Like I said, I'm gonna use stripped spruce logs and stripped dark oak logs, and I'm just gonna alternate them. So for this I also want to make sure that the stripped dark oak logs are at the walls, because this will emphasize the the corner of the room. It's just something that looks a little bit better. So right here it's the same. This is where the wall will be. So this is right here is where we want the dark oak logs to go. So I think we're gonna have air right here because there's nothing I can do with that space. So I already told you I wanted to alternate between the spruce and the dark oak, so we're just gonna plan this out going from both ways, and we see we have an even number, so these are going to have to be the same color. It doesn't really matter because this will probably get covered up by the carpet anyways. And again, we're just gonna need to bring this out like this. Alright, the floor is now done. You can see that we just extended this pattern all the way to the end, and right here where the building goes out by another block, I just added another beam of stripped spruce logs. Next, I think the best thing to do is start putting in our walls, and then we can also finish up the windows. Alright, so let's now start working on the walls. So I'm just gonna go to this window and place the darker of blocks in the corner right here, and we will place the same just like that. So I always just put the darker one in the corner. I think it looks better. Next, I'm just gonna place 2 birch beams right beside it, and we also want to do the same on the other side. Of course, we want it to be symmetrical, even though this entire build is definitely not symmetrical, but we just don't want to make it any worse. So let's see, this is where the wall is going to be, so this spot is going to be empty. This is where a beam will go, and this is also where the other beam is going to go. And yeah, you can clearly see this is not symmetrical at all. Alright, so let's now start working on this wall. So we used the stripped oak log right here, so I'm gonna alternate and grab my stripped birch log, put it right there, and then over here we want to place another dark oak beam just like that. This is going to be birch. You know what, I'm gonna do this all the way around and then we'll see how it looks. Yeah, this doesn't look good at all. Why did I pick this room for the video? Anyways, right now I am giving it a bit of a border in between the wooden walls and the roof, because flat transitions like this don't really look good. So I'm just gonna give them a bit of a defining border. So yeah, right now this room isn't looking great. Maybe if we get the windows in, it will look a little bit better. But these walls right here are also just visible. These are not the outside walls. I can break these. There's nothing behind them. Okay, problem solved. Okay, can I do the same on the other side? I don't think so. I can. Oh, this is so helpful. Okay, yeah, let me just finish this up real quick and then we'll start working on the windows. Hopefully that will make this room look a little bit better. Alright, so right now let's start working on the windows. So we're just gonna break all of the black concrete just like that. I want to place down some more wood for the floor, and we're also gonna put another beam up just like that, and we're just gonna fill it in with black stained glass paints. And there we go, that's one window finished, and now we gotta do it for every window. Alright, so I finished all of the windows and I extended this wooden beam, but I think it would actually look a little bit better if I just didn't do the wooden beam at all. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. Yeah, I like that a little bit more. Alright, I think that looks a little bit better. So right now we have the basics in place, right? So we have floor, walls, and not a ceiling yet. I actually want to do that last for this room. And we also have the windows in place. And now it's time for the small details. We want to start detailing this room. And I think I want to use red carpet. So this door is right at the center. So I'm just gonna grab my carpet and place it just like that. And see how it looks. We now have the carpet in place, and I really don't like it how it's not symmetrical, but there's nothing I can do about that. Maybe if we do that, yeah, it's a little bit better. Right now the walls are still very flat, so I'm gonna grab some fences and I'm just gonna make some beams going all the way up to the ceiling, although I kinda want to keep this here. How does that look? Not great. Yeah, it adds a bit more structure, so I'm gonna go around and add this in every corner. Alright, I just want to finish everything that's on the floor. So this is supposed to be an art gallery, so I think I'm gonna grab some bookshelves. So I'm just gonna place down these bookshelves, and I think I'm just gonna do something like that. Yeah, and then we can do another row of 5 over here. I don't actually know if I want to go with the bookshelves though. This is not something you want to put your art on, and this entire palace is filled with bookshelves, so maybe we want to grab a different block for the tables. Calcite doesn't have any stairs or slabs, so I guess I'm gonna have to go with quartz. Alright, let's just replace everything with the new quartz stairs and slabs. How does that look? Yeah, that looks a lot cleaner. So yeah, I'm just gonna go around and place all of these small artifacts and other random stuff right on top of these tables. So I'm gonna do that right now, and then I'll bring you back. Alright, so this is what we have, and it has been hard trying to find items to put on these tables. Not all of them make sense, they're just a bunch of random items. There are too many tables for this. So you can see we have some skulls and miscellaneous. On this table we have the amethyst shards, which are supposed to resemble jewelry. We have a bunch of random stuff on this table, more mob heads. Here we got some plates, we got gold, iron, blackstone and warped wood. Over here I just placed down some item frames, more crystals. Over here we got green plants in flower pots. Right next to it we have blue plants, and then another 2 tables of stuff we already did before. So yeah, it's it's not great. There aren't many items in Minecraft that fit on a shelf and basically look like small artifacts, but I think this is the best I could do. Anyways, I think now it's time to start decorating the walls. I think we're done with the floor. Maybe we want to add in a few more bushes, but we'll do that later. Now let's add a bit more detail on the walls. So I'm just gonna place down some tripwire hooks. I think we can also add even more detail by placing some buttons. Yeah, that looks good. So I'm just gonna place some buttons on all of the birch wood. Next, I also want to add some paintings on the walls. So I think I'm gonna cut out a 4x4 like that. And if we fill this in, there we go. How does that look? It doesn't look terrible. I think I'm gonna go with it. And then maybe we can put some trapdoors on either side. Yeah, I think it looks good. And we can also add just a little bit more detail with these signs. I think I'm gonna put them on the bottom and on top of the paintings. How does that look? It's alright. It adds a little bit more detail. Alright, there we go. And now I'm gonna have to copy this design all the way around. Alright, so this is what we have now. I have placed a bunch of paintings everywhere, and as you can see they are all symmetrical towards this middle point. Again, everything is the same on the other side. And we also have 2 giant 4x4 paintings on either wall. So there are only a few more things left to do. First of all, I want to add in some plants. Plants add a lot to a build. So I'm just gonna go to the 2 white beams right here, place all of my blocks and the leaves, and just like that. That looks really cool. And I'm gonna do that on all sides. So I just have a spruce log. On top of that you place a flower pot with a bamboo inside of it, and then you can place 2 oak leaves right on top of that, and it looks like a bush. I think I also want to put it here, something like that. Yeah, that looks good. And there we go. We now have a little bit of greenery in this area, and I think it really helps. Although I'm thinking maybe it's better if I place them directly on the ground, something like that. Does that look better? I think it does actually. I think I'm gonna use this design. Instead of the flower pot, I'm just gonna place the composter. There we go. I think that will look a little bit better. The reason why I changed it to this design, even though it looks worse at the bottom, is because the bushes were a bit too tall. In comparison to the tables, it just didn't look right. And I think there are only 2 more things left to do. First of all, we need to fix the roof and add some beams. And second of all, we need to light this place up because I'm still using my night vision. Alright, so I want to place some beams. We can place some right over here. We need to make sure it doesn't block the view of our painting. Nope, it's fine. So this is our first beam, and then we'll have maybe 2 beams on either side going back up into the roof. And there we go. And now I just need to continue doing this all the way till the end. And I also want to make this connection here a bit smoother. So I'm gonna grab myself some stairs. I think I'm gonna use dark oak stairs and just place them just like that. Yep, that's good. Alright, the beams are now finished, and I think it's time to see what this looks like with only natural light. So I'm gonna clear my effects, and yeah, you really can't see anything from the roof. So yeah, now it's time to start adding in actual lights. And I think I'm gonna make use of chandeliers. I think I'm gonna try that. So I'm just gonna place a dark oak fence, hang some chains from that. That looks like a good height. And then we place some more dark oak fences, make this shape, and then we can place our lanterns from the bottom. Okay, that's way too low. I'm gonna raise this by a few blocks. Alright, I think that is a better height. And now I'm just gonna have to continue this design all the way over, and hopefully these actually provide enough light, otherwise I'm gonna have to hide some lights underneath the carpet. Alright, the interior of this room is finally pretty much finished, and I added the light, so I haven't seen what it looks like without my night vision yet. Let's also turn it to nighttime. There we go, midnight. Yeah, it gives off enough light. I'm happy with this. And yeah, you really can barely see a thing from the ceiling, which is really good because the ceiling doesn't look great actually. But yeah, this is all I wanted to do today. We managed to go from something that wasn't symmetrical at all, a very awkward shape, nothing was working, but we actually made it into a decently good looking room. I'm really happy with how this turned out. So to sum it all up, what I usually do when building is put in a floor, put in some walls, build a ceiling. Next I start adding every single detail that's supposed to be on the ground. Then I start detailing the walls with paintings, buttons, tripwire hooks. Next I add in some bushes and plant life, and at the very end I grab my lanterns and light it all up. I am really happy with how this turned out. But also that means this is the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed. The next video will be the complete tour of this palace, where you will see every single room with every interior I did. It took many hours to complete, but I'm proud of it. It looks amazing. So this was it for me today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you hopefully in the next video. Goodbye.